Hello, I'm Jakki Gioia, and thank you for tuning in. Today I'd like to sing you my song called Fall, and if you feel that the song resonates with you, stick around till after, where I talk about why I wrote the song and how to balance the emotions that are coming up in the song. So sit back and listen, and I hope you enjoy it. Yesterday I was a different girl than I am now. Yesterday I saw a different world than I see now. The sky is clear, the clouds are gone. I'm standing taller on my own. There's nothing more to fear. Love is standing near, so let 'em fall, these walls around me. So let 'em fall, these chains that bound me. So let 'em fall, that brought me to my knees. So let 'em fall, these walls around me, around me, around me. I was lost under the mask we wear, guarded with fear. I was caught between the light and dark and insincere. I found the strength to leave it all. Now I'm standing taller on my own. There's nothing more to fear. Love is standing near, so let 'em fall, these walls around me. So let 'em fall, these chains that bound me. So let 'em fall, that brought me to my knees. So let 'em fall, these walls around me, around me, around me. I didn't recognize myself, a punching bag for someone else. Now something's got a hold on me. Nothing stands a chance when there is love. There is love. So let 'em fall, these walls around me. So let 'em fall, these chains that bound me. So let 'em fall, that brought me to my knees. So let 'em fall, these walls around me, around me, around me. So I wrote that song when I had recently left my marriage and I came home and had met someone else, and I felt that I wanted to let go of the past and open myself up to the new. I had a lot of healing to do when I left my marriage because there was verbal abuse, and I needed to reclaim who I was. And all along, while I was going through that situation, I felt always defending myself. I felt where I knew who I was inside, but I was always having to put this protection around me so that I could function. And when we build up these layers of protection, it doesn't just keep out the bad from affecting you, and often it doesn't always keep that bad from coming in, but it also protects you from the good that can come in. Because once you build up these walls that are so high around your heart, it just creates a new persona, and it puts you on the defensive, and it makes you unable to trust, and it's difficult to allow some good in when you're in that position. And on a physical level, it had affected me, where I found myself needing to get a massage every week, and I was I have been a massage therapist for many years, and so I would always be seeking that out, knowing the healing that can come from it. But it was a very superficial way of dealing with that pain. And I didn't even realize, even being a therapist, how much that relationship was affecting my physical body. Now, some of us are more sensitive to energies than others. I happen to be more sensitive, and so any little bit of negative emotion or negative energy coming at me would affect me very deeply. And so when I finally discovered this technique called Jinshindo acupressure, and it helped to relieve my pain on a more emotional level, then I just knew like this was what I really wanted to be doing to help others to relieve their emotional pain as well. So what I discovered in getting that treatment, and it's going to be different for everyone because everyone has a different experience with all different varieties of bodywork, but what I experienced was the reality that all of that pain was coming from my relationship and the defenses I had to put up and the internal structures that I had created that maybe didn't serve me. So when they were brought to my attention and released, then it was, okay, now I get to decide what I want to bring into my life and if it's good for me or not. And this song is about how we can do that, how we can let our walls down and release those chains and allow the love to come in, because that is what's the most important thing in this world, is that we can know and grow in love. And love takes on many different characteristics, and I talk about that on other videos and in my audio book. So we can really dive into it and understand what we should expect, because that is what we need to be using to lift us up in this world. And everyone on this planet wants to be loved. Everyone feels the need to be validated and heard and feel important. And all of those things can be done when there really is mutual understanding and respect and kindness and patience and listening and so many other things that love is. And so when we can realize that we are all here experiencing life in different ways and having our own challenges, we realize that everyone has challenges they're dealing with. No one is exempt. And when we can look at it like that, we can have step back and have a sense of compassion for another person, knowing that it's just like looking in the mirror, that whatever you're going through, the other person has maybe worse, maybe less, but still has something that troubles them. And so if we could extend this compassion to each other, then we can really move forward as a society. And on a personal level, we can realize that when good stuff comes into our life, that we can allow it to come in, because there are forces working for us to help support us in this world, for unseen forces that often show themselves in signs. As I wrote about in my book, there are signs that come in to your life through a television show, a radio station, a magazine article, an animal that crosses your path that would usually never be in that place, and conversations that you have with people. Sometimes people just randomly show up in your life that bring you exactly what you need at that moment to get you to the next place. And I've had many miracle experiences with this in my life, and getting out of that relationship was one of the biggest sources of miracles for me, because I wasn't wanting to let it go, feeling that it was in some way going to change over time. And I really did believe in marriage, and I still love my ex-husband to this day, and that love is something that I extend regardless, and that is something that you also can extend along with forgiveness for the past. And it's not always easy to do that when you're deeply hurt, but this is all part of how you can heal for yourself. It is giving yourself love when you say, I'm not going to accept any more of that emotional baggage, that negative, that toxic influence in my life. That is standing up for yourself and putting your own defenses to your own use. So what I'd like to share with you are other ways that you can protect yourself that don't require you withdrawing or not trusting anymore. And there are ways that I learned to help me, to support me on my path in getting back to who I believed that I was before going into that relationship, and come out even stronger, because we all have something that we learn from every experience. And also I'd like to show you some healing techniques that can help you release stuff and get a little more clear. And so one of the things that I did before leaving was to create a product line that is called Divine Creations Aromatherapy. And I used the information from Chinese medicine to put together these healing aromatherapy formulas to help your balance and release difficult emotions and such. So some of the formulas that would work along with the topic that that song is today. It's related to letting go, taking in what's good for you, and standing up for yourself. So those oils are in the categories of the metal element, which is related to the lung and large intestine, which relate to what you can take in that's good for you, and large intestine is what you let go of. And it's in the metal element category, which is also about creating boundaries and what you do to go, how you come within, or how loose your boundaries are, that you are too supple and allowing too much in. So the other element that goes along with the song is the water element, which is the bladder meridian, is about standing up for yourself and being in your defenses. And in this case, the bladder energy and your back being so defensive and protective, you know how they say you get your back up? Okay, so we want to cut some of that energy down. So we're going to use, in Chinese medicine, there's a cycle, is a control cycle. And the earth element helps to control or reduce some of the water. So I'm going to be showing you the strength oil that is part of my earth collection. And the earth element is about being calm and settled and grounded, rooted in who you are, rooted in your community, rooted in your roots, where you put your roots down in your family and in your work. And so when we can bring in more of that stability, the security, all of those good things that go along with also the root chakra, those characteristics or qualities are what you can use to help you get through those difficult times. When you're secure in yourself, then you don't really need to be having your back up so much, or at least you can use this oil to help calm you and get you centered to be able to make the move that you need to make to do what's right for you. So it's a little balancing, right? It's taking in what's good for you so that you have the energy and the strength to be able to push through and move forward. So I have a lot of things that I'm throwing at you right now, but I'm also going to share with you some protection techniques and oils and crystals so that you can help move through those difficult times. I will start with the oil blends. Unwind is an oil that has a characteristic to help your mind relax and let your heart open, because when you're in this protective mode, we often can cut the ties with the heart and suppress it so that we don't feel so much anymore. So we go into our heads, and this will help to relax all of those thoughts that you're having. This is lavender, which brings in positive energy, rosemary, which helps to stimulate the mind and cut anything toxic out, and marjoram, which is an oil that is also like a sedative and very calming. Also helps open compassion, which here we're looking to open compassion for yourself. And cypress, which moves negative emotion along. So those are all the oils in the Unwind formula, and it has a very herbal lavender scent. Intuition is a scent that is made with jasmine, and jasmine it's real jasmine, and that is a terrific oil for releasing past traumas around the heart. It also helps to open your intuition, and this is paired with lemon and myrrh and bergamot, so those oils will help to cleanse or clarify, and the myrrh also stimulates your third eye, so it's all to awaken your intuition and cleanse out all those negative emotions. The strength formula is the earth formula that I was talking about, and this one is made with woodsy oils like spruce, pine, and those are oils that will help you to feel stronger, just like a tree, has to grow its roots down and grow straight. There's many years of building its branches. The tree, the strength oils, the tree oils help give you that security and that strength like you would have be a tree. It also has lavender and ylang-ylang and orange, which are calming oils. So it calms, gives you a sense of calm security. It also has patchouli, which helps open your intuition, and myrrh, again, for that purpose too. One of the best ways to clear negative energies and protect yourself is the Archangel Michael spray. And Archangel Michael is the leader of God's army who can protect you from harm and give you the strength to cut through anything that's negative, anything that's not healthy. So this is a great way to clear energies in a room or help clear energies around you. Just by spraying you can feel this sense of peace and calm come over you, and also you feel a little bit stronger too. You feel that protection come in. And I have found that this oil and connecting with Archangel Michael was the most important thing for me to get through the experience that I had, because he is also a guide. And if you can connect and believe in that, like I didn't for a long time, if you can believe in it and in him, he will help you get through your most challenging times. So I encourage you to connect with him, even just by saying, Archangel Michael, I ask you to please surround me with your protection, and you'll feel an energy come over you. You can even just say, Archangel Michael, I'm asking for guidance at this time. Can you please come and guide me? And it works. You can see other clearing and protection techniques in another of my videos. So I'm going to share with you just a few more things on that. And then I'm going to show you a few pressure points that you can use to help release some of that protection that you may have put around yourself. And we'll talk a little more about how your body is reflecting those emotions. One of the prettiest protection stones is a selenite, and they make these in lamps. I happen to have a couple of them. This is also something you can wear, to protect you and bring in the positive energy. And you can feel it makes like a direct current from the source energy or God or your higher power directly to the earth. So it makes you a conduit for positive energy. I do wear this on occasion, and my favorite stone for transmuting negative energy is the citrine. And citrine does take negative energy and change it and turns it into positive energy. So you don't even have to worry about protecting yourself. You can just wear this and you'll feel happy and strong and energized. You'll keep going for hours. You can use this is Snowflake Obsidian. This also helped me to get out of my situation. What it does is, because it's so smooth, it works with great speed to clear away anything that isn't serving you anymore. And it can be very overwhelming for you to experience those things. So they say to pair it with a rose quartz, which helps to heal your heart. And so this is a rose quartz sphere. And this together can help bring you that balance and that security that you need. My strength formula is actually charged with Snowflake Obsidian. So you're getting the energy of that stone in that formula. If you want to raise your intuition, you might like to go with a stone like Flourite. This is a very pretty Flourite. You can see there are many different colors in that stone. There's green and purple. And this is actually a raw Flourite that I've just acquired. It's actually kind of gray in color. But there's so many different stones that you can use for these purposes, and I would suggest looking up online to see what you find, but don't buy online. Go to a store and hold it in your left hand. Your left hand is your receiving hand. When you hold it in your hand, you'll feel something. It'll be tingly or warm or cold, or you'll feel something come over your body. If you don't feel something, it's not right for you. But if you do feel something, then it is the stone for you, and at that precise time, that's what you need. As we go through different phases in our life, we need different things. So I would suggest frequenting the stores, see what you need at any given time, have a collection so that you have the tools you need to keep yourself balanced. Just like the oils, you might not resonate with the intuition right now. You might actually need the strength, and that'll smell really good to you. So use the strength until that one doesn't really feel good or smell so good. Then the intuition might feel good or smell good. So it's just a matter of every day trying on something new. What I like to do is wake up in the morning and say, how am I feeling today? And what do I need? And go to my supply and see which oil might work for what I need to be doing for the day, what I need to balance. Sometimes it's just something you need to do in the middle of the day, especially when you have, a relationship crisis, a work crisis, road rage, something, that's bothering you, that you can have that arsenal of oils there you can go to grab whenever you feel, a little like down or out of sorts. Sometimes you need focus oil because you're too scattered. So there's plenty to say on all of that. So when it comes to your body and putting those layers of protection around yourself, what we find is that most of the time the heart is being protected, and the meridian that's related to that is your pericardium. Pericardium meridian is the heart protector, and it goes from it's from your heart down through the middle of your arm and into the middle finger. And that meridian is actually going all the way through to the back. So most of the time when you have this problem of protecting too much, you'll feel pain in your upper back. Now you might say, oh, it's probably my posture, or I'm sitting at the computer too much, or I carried my groceries, I carried my children. There's always physical reasons for why you have pain, but there are underlying factors. And if you are struggling with feeling validated and feeling loved, maybe you're lonely, maybe you've been disappointed, maybe there's been grief and sadness over loss. All of those emotions are actually in your body, so they will manifest as pain. And when you can hit the right spots, it can help release that pain. There are points on your back, obviously you're not going to be able to reach, and you might have a foam roller and think, well, I'll just roll on it and it'll go away. It's not really that easy. When we get into working with emotions like that, we're actually going to need some support, some help to release them. So I can show you some points that can help you on just a simple level, but those deeper emotions would be something that we would work on and work on getting rid of in a personal session. So I would have you come in and we would start with our neck and shoulder points, which I will show you as well. And I'm also teaching classes on this, so if you're interested in the classes, you can see how to find out more about them in the links that I'll put with the video below. And in this pericardium meridian, we have some points that are like what we call source points. So you could hold this spot right in the crease where your lines are in the crease of your wrist, and just holding that point can help to balance. Just you can hold it with whatever finger right in the middle. So that's one small way. There's the next point down from there over the bone, and you sink into the divot there. That's called the low point, and that is a very powerful point for balancing your body, in particular the protection layers. So you can just sit there and hold that for a few minutes. You can take this hand and hold right in the middle of your chest, which is a point along the central vessel or the conception vessel, and that is one that goes directly to your heart. So you can hold those 2 points together and feel if you feel anything shifting, any emotions coming up for you down deep, and just breathe into that. You might notice a feeling of an opening, or a sadness, or a calming. Everyone is different. But those are some points along that heart protector meridian. And now when we go to the lung and the large intestine meridians, like I talked about, the letting go point, your large intestine source point, is right here. If you press against your first finger right in the crease between the thumb and the forefinger, and you press right against that bone, this one is great for bringing energy down away from your head. So if you'd like to relieve a headache or get your thoughts out of your head, you can help do that with this point. And it is, like I said, on the line of letting go of what doesn't serve you. So holding this point will help facilitate that. And then the lung source point would be on the thumb side of your wrist, pressing into the divot where the lines are on your wrist. There's a divot right there. And when you press in there, very often you'll notice you just feel like taking a deep breath. So if you feel like doing that, do that, because the oxygen is nourishing, and we need oxygen to exist. Yeah, good. And then one last point I'm going to show you. On the other side, the pinky side, in the lines in the wrist fold, there is another divot right on the side, and that is your heart source point. And this is a terrific point if you're having panic or anxiety. So if that happens to you, you can press right here and just see what happens. Little tricks of the trade. So in other videos I'm going to show you different points. For example, anything in the neck helps to release most of the body and relax most of the body. So I'm actually going to show that along with another song. So you might want to stay tuned or check in on that. And for now, I just want to thank you for being here, for sticking it out for the whole half an hour. And I just want you to know that I appreciate you and I see you. And I hope that today you will remember to be nice to yourself.